Howie just went nuclear. But if it's to bring CJ Gardner-Johnson back, I'm all for it. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. So we got some huge Eagles breaking news. You guys, I'm sure, have already seen it. But Howie Roseman went nuclear. He went nuclear because when you're calculating the calculations of the cornbread and somebody starts to interfere, you ain't gonna have it. The Eagles release Darius Slay in a surprising, in my opinion, kind of shocking cut. I didn't expect that to happen. I expected them to move him at some point. I did not expect them to cut him. But we're going to get into it in a second because I think it is good news for CJ Gardner-Johnson. But before we do any of that and talk about any of it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, most throttled Eagles content creator in all of the internet. I go to work, I have a story, I run home, I make a video, I go back to work, another story, I come back to work. I'm here for you guys all season. So hit that subscribe button. If you've been subscribed for a while, you know the deal. I love you. Just double check, double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Now, how does Philly 500 take this news today of Darius Slay? Because I was working. I wasn't even home when this thing went down. I wish I was. I could have had a video out quicker. But Darius Slay gets released from the Eagles. Eagles have cut Darius Slay, 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback, excited to see where he's heading next after reports he's being released. Watch it be the Giants. Wouldn't that be kind of crazy if it was the Giants? But my feelings on this are, I'm shocked that it was a release. Like, I really thought the Eagles would have tried to trade him, but the truth is what are you going to get for him? Okay, the Eagles are approaching, later on today, free agency starts. They want to get CJ Gardner-Johnson back, and there's just no way to do it with Darius Slay at his contract. Now, here's the thing. We talked about this the other day. The issue was not that Slay requested a trade. He didn't request a trade. He didn't look for a trade. What happened was the Eagles went to him to renegotiate his contract, to restructure it, to create cap space, to get a guy like CJ Gardner signed before free agency started, before we even got to this point. Slay wasn't having it. He didn't want to restructure. He wanted to do it with an extension. Okay, he didn't just want to do a regular restructure where the Eagles free up $17 million. He wanted an extension. He wanted to get paid more money. And this created a problem. Ultimately, it created, I think the end of Darius Slay in Philly. And let me take a second to thank Darius Slay for everything he did. I love the guy. I thought it was a great move when they got him. I thought he was great for us. And, you know, I expected him to be here one more year, maybe. If you remember during the season, my initial thought was keep Bradbury, Slay, draft a corner early, and then let them learn behind those two guys. I think the real possibility that the Eagles take a corner is dramatically increased after this. I think the Eagles would have taken a corner at 10, even if they had Slay and Bradbury both still. But I think with Slay going, it just can make a lot of Witherspoon or Gonzalez. They just seem like it makes a lot of sense at 10. However, we do know the Eagles historically like to go like defensive line. We'll have plenty of time to talk about all of that, okay? I would probably be more upset if I didn't understand what Howie Vision was up to. What is he doing? And it's simple. Howie is doing whatever he can to keep CJ Gardner-Johnson for us peoples. Us. We want CJ Gardner-Johnson back. The Eagles need CJ Gardner-Johnson back. And I think if you look at a couple days ago where people thought we were losing CJ Gardner-Johnson and we were losing James Bradbury, and now the chance to have them both back and minus Slay, you take it. You have to take it. Bradbury's younger. Bradbury played better. And CJ Gardner-Johnson is a must-have, okay? Now, how are the Eagles going to approach the Darius Slay release? How are they going to do this? So this is what they're going to do. Here's what Sports Track said. The Pound Eagles, and I keep getting people saying it's not pound, it's hashtag. It's pound. Oh, hashtag, hashtag. Oh, yeah, hashtag. Why don't you put me a cup of tea? It's pound, mother humpers. The Pound Eagles to drink with my beer will designate Darius Slay as a post 6-1 release. His $26.1 million cap figure will remain on the books until June 1st, after which Philly will take on dead money cap hits of 2023, $8.6 million, and then 2024, 13.7. So that's dead money hits in 23 and 24. The good thing is June 1st, they're going to have $17.5 million that will be saved on their salary cap that I believe will roll over into 2024. So that is a good sign, and that also does free up about $3.7 million. Now, you take that with the most likely scenario that they restructure Lane Johnson's contract. Now you have room to go make a play for CJ Gardner-Johnson, and that's exactly what the Eagles are doing. Shout out to my man, Jordan B. Anthony Schultz, whatever his middle name is, but this is what he said. Pound Eagles, not hashtag, are trying to secure a long-term deal with CJ Gardner-Johnson, sources tell the @Score. They're not there yet, but they want him back. CJGJ played very well for Philly after the team acquired him in a trade with the Pound Saints before the season. True ball hawk with 6 interceptions. And what does Philly 500 always say about ball hawks? You can't teach it. You can't teach it. You either are or you are not. He has it. He has that instinct. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love the kid. And this is what it's all about. It's all about CJ Gardner-Johnson. My feeling is that I think CJ Gardner-Johnson, I think this thing gets done today. I think this thing could get done probably by the time I load this video. Most likely that's what will happen, and then I'll have to turn around and come back and make another video. As far as live streamings today, because I know people are asking, I was supposed to live stream today and not yesterday. I took off early to stream because so much went down. I don't know if I'll have time to stream today. I will have time to get 20 minutes to run home, make a video, go back to work, edit it, upload it, go back, back and forth. So I'll put as many videos as possible. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will be streaming though, so look for that. But as far as is Philly 500 upset about this? I am not. I am not upset at this at all. I actually am very excited about what the Eagles are doing here. Now, I like Darius Slay. He's 32 years old, and where does he fit in the long-term plans? We've got to get younger on defense. We've got to keep our young guys like our CJ Gardner-Johnsons, guys that are pillars, and I've talked about this all the time, and I'm going to keep talking about it until we get him signed. But you need your foundational players. CJ Gardner-Johnson is a building block for this defense for the future. And, Bradbury, I don't know that I look at Bradbury and say, well, he's a building block for the future. I see Bradbury as a now guy. Here's the next 3 years right here. CJ Gardner-Johnson, I look at and say, all right, he's there the next 5, 6, 7 years. So build your defense around these guys. And I think you strongly have to consider a cornerback in the draft. Weatherspoon, Gonzalez, one of those guys. It's possible that the Eagles could go that route. And I would not be upset. And it's going to save them a lot of money. But this, make no mistake about it, was not the original plan. The Eagles wanted to come to Darius Slay. They wanted to restructure his contract. They wanted to save that $17 million, then sign and lock up CJ Gardner-Johnson. After they locked him up, then they wanted to make a play for Bradbury or whoever else that they could keep, realistically. Bradbury took less money to stay with the Eagles. And when he did that, that really opened the door for the Eagles to go out and say, you know what, we can now let Slay go because we got Bradbury, and that can free up our opportunity to sign CJ Gardner-Johnson. CJ Gardner-Johnson is like the quarterback of that secondary. That's what he is. He's 25 years old. You have to sign him. You don't win Super Bowls or build teams when you let 25, 26-year-old guys go. So I don't like letting guys go like that. You let 32-year-old guys go. The Eagles have learned their lessons from mistakes past, especially after the 2017 Super Super Bowl. They're not keeping and bringing on older guys just to keep them. They brought some guys that can still play at a high level that wanted to come and play cheap like Brandon Graham and took a team-friendly deal. But the Eagles are knowing you got to go with the young guys. You got to go with the guys that are going to be here for years and years to come. CJ Gardner-Johnson is that guy. So going out, cutting Darius Slay. I hate to see Darius Slay go. Great player, but it's something that had to be done. And it had to be done because you have to bring back CJ Gardner-Johnson. Just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I will definitely see you guys later. It's going to be a busy day. Take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. So here's a list of the 5 defensive starters we lost so far, right? So we've lost defensive tackle Javon Hargrave, T.J. Edwards, Kaiser White, Darius Slay, Marsha Epps, and then you had re-signed Brandon Graham, James Bradbury on defense, and then lingering free agents Fletcher Cox and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Hopefully, not much longer for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Denzel Washington out.